Kamala Harris stating things. I don't need politicians to state things. I need politicians to do things. When I met with Kamala Harris after she summoned me, I said to her straight up, you talk out two sides of your neck and we don't know what you're talking about. I wouldn't be surprised if it's Kamala Harris who's trying to shut me the fuck up. Because I told her straight up that I feel like she is disingenuous in her messaging. And she said to me, well, you're being too critical. And I said, I am a voter. I'm supposed to be critical. That's my job. And I want to see actions. She said, well, how am I supposed to talk about racism in America without calling Americans racist? I said, well, first of all, there are many racist Americans. But there's also policy, legislation, institution, and systems that are racist that need to be addressed. They need to be addressed. And if you're not going to do that in an actualized way and in a loud, bold way, people will never really know where you're coming from. Well, you can't tell me how I feel. So I'm not telling you how you feel. I'm telling you how you sound. I'm telling you how you sound. Okay?
So first, I want to say that I do not disagree with her. I think that her take is her take. Like, I don't think there's anything wrong with where she stands. Now, there's a part at the end where she says, Kamala was like, well, you can't tell me how I feel. And she was like, no, but I could tell you how you sound. And that's what it sounds like to her. And it's not going to necessarily sound like that to everyone, but that is how she interprets it. That's how she hears it, the way she explained it. So let me tell you what I hear Amanda actually asking the vice president. Now, I don't want to say Amanda's actually asking the vice president what I heard, but what I'm saying is, let me tell you that's the part that I'm talking about. Okay, and let me tell you what I heard. Okay, so what I hear is her basically saying, mean what you say what you mean, and stand on it. Stand on it. Don't waver from those things. Stand firm in it. And show people that you mean business, right? That's where you stand and you mean business. Now, when Kamala said she don't know how to address the country, to address the racism in the country without calling the people racist, there are ways to do that, and you do know how, because y'all have plenty of people who have ways with words, so y'all do know how. And it starts with telling the truth. And the truth is, this country does not have the best background. It doesn't. It actually has a dirty, filthy, unclean background. It has done some things. Okay, the people that came before us have done some things to one another and to each other, and they have put policies and procedures in place that have helped them do the things as they were growing, because some people still haven't got on that right path, and that's the people, and we're constantly changing and fixing those things. That's why we have movements, because the people are saying this and that. And don't say the people don't know up top, because here's the thing: not everybody's going to care about what you care about because it don't affect them. Sometimes you have to let them know what they have to care about. And if the people at the bottom, the people at the foundation of this country, because people are truly losing it, right? They're losing it mentally, they're losing it emotionally, they're losing it physically, and they're losing it spiritually. And don't say you don't believe in spirit, because even the spirit of the nation, because the spirit of the nation was supposed to grow as multi-nations, united nation, living as one, different cultures, different backgrounds. And maybe that was its way to redeem itself from the things that it has done, because we can't act like those things didn't happen, because you can have entities, but there are people inside the entities, and we're not going to act like the people can't be corrupted, because no one is perfect. In the same way that the politicians make mistakes, it's the same way that everyday people make mistakes, the same way that everyday people are desperate and they can be bought and they greedy. It's the same way that the people who you are voting for has those same spirits that many of y'all contain, because everybody has some sort of the same spirit, because we're not perfect, and some things we have to learn to grow from. We have to learn to let go. And the only way to do that is if we all learn and work with each other, because to live on common land, you have to have common ground, and you have to have common respect, and you have to have common decency. You have to have a set of common direction for the nation as a whole. You don't have time to worry about who white, who black, who's a woman, and who isn't, and what kind of colored woman is she, because it don't matter. But to those who say that a woman is not qualified, I say, how is a woman not qualified when women are nurturing, women discipline, and according to men, women have the power to manipulate godly men and make them fall. So what could she do to an ungodly man? This is y'all logic, because y'all are using the Bible, y'all are using stereotypes, you're using your own insecurities, because there are many that float around in this world, baby. Tighten up. Because everybody's in chaos, because they're projecting how they feel. Just as Amanda said, let me tell you how you sound. It is how it sounds to her, because we all have something in us that interpretates things for us. That's why we don't always understand each other. That's why we don't all speak the same love language. That's why we don't all understand the same emotions or move through them in the same way, because we're all growing and learning, and everybody want to act like they have it all when they do not. So no, if all of us individually are traumatized from traumas passed down to generation and generation, and whether it was done to you or you was doing it, there is still something, whether you are haunted by the things that were done in the past, or you suffer from the injustice of those things that were done in the past that still affect you today. We are all going through something. We're all trying to learn how to move through it. So if individually we're all trying to learn, and we come together collectively, that means just as much individual chaos we project is how much chaos we will have collectively. And that is what you see when you're talking about this and that is going to ruin the nation, baby. It is y'all. Y'all do. Because you run from the truth. You do any and everything to hide a lie, when all you gotta do is tell the truth and make the necessary moves to do what's right. Because this country is not where it used to be, but it is not where it needs to be. And all we have to do is say, you know what, you're right. We come from a dark foundation, but we've been moving towards the light, and we have been evolving, especially consciously, as a nation. Our minds have grown, our conscience have grown, our souls have too. But now our feet have to move. And the feet is in the direction of which way this country is going to go. So stop fighting over foolishness and start looking at real problems, and start asking the right questions and listen to their solutions. Are they logical? Are they reasonable? Do you understand them?